when you're in as many good spots as South Carolina had on Sunday and you're not able to come through with many runs, it's going to be very hard to win a baseball game. And that's what happened as South Carolina suffered a 7-2 loss in what was now the 7th straight loss they've had as Tennessee finished off a series sweep. And I mentioned the spots that South Carolina had. They had a lot of good situations in this game where they had a lot of runners on base, had 10 hits in this game. This is the 3rd straight game this weekend now where they finished with more than 10 hits, but like it has been for most of the weekend, they just weren't able to come through consistently. And that was definitely the case today, as they left 11 runners on base and only had 2 runs to show for it. Hitting with runners in scoring position was a struggle throughout the day after getting 3 straight guys on base to open the game and took a 1-0 lead on a Jace Woyda RBI single. The Gamecocks were able to do nothing more beyond that as the next 3 hitters were retired in order. And I think the biggest spot of the game, because again, there were many points in this game where I felt like South Carolina had their best opportunities to go out there and score a handful of runs, but none were more important than the 5th inning where Ethan Petrie gets hit by an 0-2 pitch and the bases are loaded with nobody out, and Tennessee's starting pitcher comes out of the game and Tony Vitello's going to his bullpen, and it's like, all right, you're down by a few runs, but with the bases loaded and nobody out, you should at least be able to get 1, maybe 2, and hopefully more runs. But Woyda strikes out, and then right after that, on an 0-1 pitch, Kennedy Jones grounds into a double play right to shortstop, and the Gamecocks are heading back to the dugout with nothing to show for it, again, after having the bases loaded and nobody out. And that was just a kind of the microcosm of the day. And Paul Mainieri did say after the game, the pitching wasn't bad, the defense wasn't bad. Matthew Becker was all right in his outing. The 3 innings that he did pitch to start the day, he retired Tennessee's offense in order 1 time through without allowing a hit or a walk. So 3 perfect innings. But it was the 4th inning where he plunked the first batter on the first pitch and then gave up a few hits. And by the end of the day, he's getting pulled after 3 2/3 innings after giving up 3 runs on 4 hits and 50 pitches. And the bullpen after that, Parker Marlott gives up 2 runs. Caleb Jones gives up 2 more runs. But again, it really was the fact that the offense was not able to come through. As Mainieri put it, when your 3 and 4 hole hitters are coming up with these types of situations, you expect them to come through. And when you don't, it's going to be hard to win a game. So that's what happened today. And now the Gamecocks will turn their attention to the month of April after going 8-11 during March, a very rough month overall in general. 7 straight losses now after getting swept by both number 2 Arkansas and top-ranked Tennessee. And the schedule, of course, does not get any easier, but they will have an opportunity to snap their losing streak as Presbyterian comes into town on Tuesday. First pitch at 7 p.m. on SEC Network. And one last thing I'll mention real quick before getting out of here. I did think it was very interesting how Mainieri did say they're going to treat that Tuesday game like Game 7 of the World Series. Leave it all out there. No chips being held. Like, they're going to do everything they can to win that game. And they need it. They need it very badly, because then you head on to road trips against Mississippi State and Texas A&M in back-to-back weekends. And look, 1-8 to begin SEC play is not ideal by any means. And these next 2 series come against teams that are struggling just as much as South Carolina, if not more. But again, they're on the road, and it's very tough to win in the SEC. So we'll see what happens. But again, the month of April for South Carolina begins on Tuesday night, hosting Presbyterian. So that's going to do it for now, as South Carolina drops the series finale to Tennessee, losing 7-2 on Sunday afternoon here at Founders Park. For GamecockCentral.com, I'm Jack Veltri.